What's going on, guys? Welcome back to United View. I'm early. Don't worry about being late or being on time. I'm early for this one. The reason I'm early and I'm all fired up is because we've just had Erik ten Hag's pre-match press conference, his second ever press conference as the Manchester United manager, but his pre-match press conference for the pre-season game against Liverpool tomorrow, of course, in Thailand. Now, previously, I was going to do a little bit of a pre-record. I was going to do a 10-minute reaction, all that kind of stuff. But my, oh my, there was just so much in that press conference to talk about. So I thought I'll go live. Won't be live for ages, it'll be live for like 10, 15, 20 minutes or something like that. But there is just so much we have to get into when it comes to the comments that Erik ten Hag has just spoken about. He spoke extensively about Cristiano Ronaldo, his future, insisting that Cristiano Ronaldo is not for sale. Ten Hag also named his captain. Yes, he has named his captain, I guess for maybe the game tomorrow or going forward. We don't know, but he has revealed that Harry Maguire is his captain, so there's plenty to get into. Flex also asked a question in the press conference as well. We're going to get footage of that coming up on the channel very, very quickly as well. So plenty to get into. Be sure to smash a like on the like button to all of you who are early here. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Be sure to share the video as well, saying Ronaldo is not for sale and Harry Maguire is also going to be the captain as well. Bryce says Flex represented. Yes, Flex was absolutely in the press conference as well, absolutely killing it. We're just raising the levels here on United View. We have barely scratched the surface. So really exciting times ahead. So if you haven't watched the press conference, if you don't want to watch the press conference for the Ronaldo comments, for the Harry Maguire stuff, watch it for Flex's question as well. Andy asked a really good question that wasn't about Ronaldo, that wasn't about the captaincy. It was actually about Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford, asking Ten Hag about their best position, what's their role going to be in the squad going forward. And actually, Ten Hag probably gave the most in-depth answer to Flex. I mean, Ten Hag is sometimes a man of few words. He can be very blunt and very short, and he was with certain questions in this press conference. But with Flex's one, he really went in depth quite a lot, which was very interesting as well. So keep your eyes peeled because we're going to have some really fun stuff about that coming up. So let's get into the questions asked. Let's get into the responses by the Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag. Now, usually, you know me, I would go in a bit of a linear kind of sequence when it comes to the questions. I like to ask, talk about how they've been answered, how they've been asked, and all that kind of stuff. But we'll go into the big stuff first, and then kind of let it filter out. Super chat from Tabasol says, "I am Erik ten Hag out. He must prove me otherwise." Really, really, Tabasol? That was quick to turn on Erik ten Hag. But we'll get into the Ronaldo stuff first. So initially, the first questions are about playing Liverpool, and he mentioned that he was excited about playing Liverpool, etc., etc. But then the questions turn to Cristiano Ronaldo. Arguably, the biggest story dominating the Manchester United tour so far since they've touched down in Thailand is the one player that isn't there, that being Cristiano Ronaldo. What do we know? We know he wants to leave Manchester United. That's been widely, extensively reported. We know he's not on tour at the moment due to personal issues, due to family issues. He's basically on an indefinite leave. Manchester United have accepted that as a legitimate issue of him not being on tour, but that is also separate from his desires to leave Manchester United. So he was asked, Ten Hag, Cristiano Ronaldo wants to leave. How do you make him happy? Is he for sale? What's the latest when it comes to Cristiano Ronaldo? This is what Erik ten Hag said. Quote, "He's not with us and it's due to personal issues. We are planning with Cristiano Ronaldo this season and that's it. I look forward to working with him. Cristiano is not for sale. He's in our plans and we want success together. So he's not with us. That's due to personal issues. We are planning with Ronaldo for this season. That's it. I'm looking forward to working with him." As I mentioned, he has said that Cristiano Ronaldo is not for sale. That was the quote. Cristiano Ronaldo is not for sale, were Erik ten Hag's words. Now, should that be surprising? I guess not really, because the general consensus coming out of Manchester United has been that he's not been for sale anyway. That's been the line from the club. That's been the line from Manchester United. Cristiano Ronaldo is not for sale. Now, it's been reported that that's what Manchester United are saying publicly. Privately, it might be something slightly different. It might be something slightly different in that they are open to offers. They are open to discussing other offers. But as he said, quote, "Cristiano is not for sale. He's in our plans and we want success together." And also, it must be said too, that is also very in line with what He said in his prior interviews and press conferences as well, he had said previously, I'm really looking forward to working with Cristiano Ronaldo. I expect goals from Cristiano Ronaldo, and it looks like that hasn't wavered, that hasn't changed. He did go on to expand on his previous conversations that he's had with Ronaldo. There had been previous reports that Ten Hag has spoken to Ronaldo. He spoke to him prior to everyone going on holiday, but he hasn't spoken to him since these revelations came out that Ronaldo hopes to leave Manchester United this summer. He said, quote, I spoke to him before this issue came up. We had a really good talk, and basically said that, you know, it wasn't brought up at the time. I had a good conversation with him. It was a real good talk, and that was about it. He wouldn't expand any really further on that, but again, implied that, you know, when I spoke to him, it was fine. He's read the same things that we've read. He hasn't been told directly by Cristiano Ronaldo that Cristiano wants to leave Manchester United, but he is very much in line with what the club is saying about Cristiano Ronaldo, and that is that Cristiano Ronaldo is not for sale, and he plans to have him back in the Manchester United squad and playing for Manchester United this season. Now, what he didn't say and he didn't answer was that, is Cristiano Ronaldo going to be on tour? What's the situation when it comes to Cristiano Ronaldo? Is he going to be on tour? We don't know. He didn't ask that. But nevertheless, the line is from Erik ten Hag is that Cristiano Ronaldo is not for sale. Again, that's the same line that Manchester United as a club have been giving out, that Ronaldo is not for sale, and the expectation is that he will remain a Manchester United player going forward next season. Now, again, I found it funny that all of the questions in the press conference largely centered around that, because once you've heard the manager say, Ronaldo is not for sale, I've spoken to Cristiano Ronaldo prior to him going on holiday, I've read the same things that you've read, I haven't spoken to him since, he's not on this tour due to personal issues, we've accepted that. There's not much more scope you can really get out of that. It's like getting blood out of a stone there. What else are you expecting to hear? What else are you expecting to see? He's given you the facts, or he's giving you what he wants to give you, and they're not going to get much more. Yet the journalists kept circling back to the Ronaldo situation when there really wasn't that much more, in my opinion anyway, to get out of it. But that is the case when it comes to Cristiano Ronaldo. I would like to know, though, in the chat, do you expect Cristiano Ronaldo to stay at the club? Has Erik ten Hag's words convinced you that Ronaldo is going to stay, or is this just a situation whereby Ten Hag rather is just saying what the club is saying, essentially, and that is, Ronaldo's going to stay, he's not for sale? Or do you believe that he is indeed for sale? It's just a case of them trying to figure out this situation. Arguably the second biggest, or maybe the biggest thing as well coming out of this press conference, was Erik ten Hag talking about Harry Maguire being Manchester United's captain. There has been so much discussion about who Ten Hag's captain would be. A lot of people said that they expected to see a change, and they expected that Maguire would no longer be the Manchester United captain, that Erik ten Hag would name a different person. It was a quick fix. It was an easy fix. It was an easy solution. It was a quick win for a new manager coming into a dressing room that was fractured, that was broken. A lot of people questioning Harry Maguire's ability to be at Manchester United in general, let alone be the captain of the club. But it would appear that certainly for the near future, or the short-term future, Harry Maguire will stay as the Manchester United captain. Paul Hurst from The Times asked the question to the Manchester United manager and said, have you decided who your captain will be? And this is what Erik ten Hag said, quote, Harry Maguire is the captain. I have to get to know all the players, but he's an established captain and he's achieved a lot of success. There will be a lot of reaction to that. Clearly, there will be a lot of reaction to that. You would argue, I would say, that there is a lot to freak out there. There is a lot to freak out there. The bit at the end, he's achieved a lot of success. You will say that's debatable. And debatable, to be fair, is probably an understatement. Debatable, I don't know. Debatable is very strong to say that Harry Maguire has achieved a lot of success in his career, let alone at Manchester United. He has not. That's just Ten Hag protecting his players. Does this mean that Harry Maguire is going to be the long-term captain for Manchester United? I don't know. I read into it, and you can read into it as you will. Maybe I'll be proved wrong here. I read into it him saying Maguire's the captain for now. Look at the part of what he's saying here. Harry Maguire's the captain. I have to get to know all the players, but he's an established captain. I read that as I haven't made my mind up. I haven't made my mind up on that. Is Maguire's the captain at the moment because he was previously the captain. He's an established captain at the club. I have to get to know the players. Basically, he's saying, maybe once I get to know the players better, some of these players, I've only known them a week. The internationals have just come back. They've been training for a week under this new manager. I don't know them very well. I'm not in the position at this point to effectively name who the permanent captain is going to be. So while that is happening, I will stick with the established captain. I don't know if that necessarily means that Harry Maguire is going to be the long-term captain. I don't know if it's not going to be, if it means Harry Maguire is going to be the long-term captain. The bit at the end where he says he's achieved a lot of success, if this was Would I Lie to You, that's a lie. That is a lie. That is a lie. Him saying he's achieved a lot of success, that is a lie. I am sure, because we live in this social media age, that there are people probably now going crazy on social media. Maguire's the captain. How dare he get rid of Ten Hag? He's a fraud. He's a puppet. He's just what we thought he was. He's a Glazer boy. He said, "See you later, boy." All that kind of stuff, right? Avril Lavigne sentence. That's not really what he said there. In my opinion, and I might be wrong here, but in my opinion, he said Maguire's the captain basically for now. I don't know all the players yet. I don't know their personalities. I don't know anything, really, when it comes to the ins and outs and the minutiae of the player. So I'll stick with the established captain for now. There is still a long time to go before the beginning of the season. I think that he hasn't made his mind up. And we might be looking at and look, if Maguire's going to stick as the captain for the rest of the season, then absolutely Erik ten Hag should take his criticism for that. But I don't know if that's necessarily exactly what he was saying. In my opinion, I might be wrong. Let me know in the live chat, yes or no. Do you think Harry Maguire is going to be the Manchester United captain at the beginning of the season? In my opinion, it's no. I don't think he will be. But I perceived it, and this is just me. But I perceived it as him saying he's the captain because he's an established captain. The bit at the end when he says he's achieved a lot of success, that is a lie. And it's not just like that's provable that that's not true, but that's the situation when it comes to that one. Ten Hag was also asked if he's been frustrated with a lack of signings. Of course, Manchester United have only signed Terrell Malacia as of right now. And this is what Ten Hag said as to why they signed Malacia. He said, quote, "He has the profile of a modern fullback, defending good and tough to beat, and in offense really good. That's why. We want to have the right players. We have a really good squad. We're working on developing our way of play, and if the opportunity is there, we will strike." So basically hyping up Terrell Malacia's qualities, and that's why they went after him. It was the right profile of player. And that's the reason they went after him. I do want to get to Flex's question, of course. As I mentioned, we will be getting that footage up on the channel very shortly. So be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and keep an eye out because that video will be coming up very, very, very quickly. Flex asked, United fans have debated the best position for Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford. What is their best position, and how does this affect your planning for strikers? What's the striker position planning? Ten Hag said, look, I'm very short here. We have to play games and find out. I've worked with them for 2 weeks. They're fitting really good together. I have to find out their best position. What I can say is that they have an impact on the defense of the opponents. They can hurt opponents. So we'll have to basically wait and see. And again, I'll credit Flex, not just because, of course, it's Flex and it's United View, but this was a press conference that was largely dominated by Cristiano Ronaldo and a little bit of Harry Maguire, the captaincy sprinkled in. But you do want to know other things. People obviously are talking about Ronaldo. People are talking about Frankie de Jong at the moment. But we also want to know what's going on with Marcus Rashford. We also want to know what is going on with Anthony Martial. Is Martial going to leave? If Ronaldo is going to be leaving, and this was Flex's point, if Ronaldo is going to be going, then one of these guys might be the starting striker for Manchester United. Is that part of your planning? Is that part of your thought process at the moment? And in fairness, as I mentioned, Erik ten Hag was very blunt in some of his answers. And if anything, this was one of the ones he wasn't very blunt at, because I thought he was refreshingly honest in this answer where he said, look, I'm very short here. I don't have many strikers with me on this tour, and the only way that I'm going to find out what they can do in this striker position is by playing games. And I've worked with them for a couple of weeks. They can impact the defense of the opponents, but we'll have to see. Basically, I've got to play games and see if they can do that in the match situation. So I thought that was a very good question. And again, that's because it was about another topic. As I mentioned, when it comes to Cristiano Ronaldo, look, the Ronaldo stuff clearly is going to dominate the headlines. It already is. And everyone wants to know what's going on with Ronaldo. But after a couple of questions, you know what's going on with Ronaldo. Like coming out of this press conference, it's the same thing we already knew. Cristiano Ronaldo publicly is not for sale for Manchester United. He's not on the tour for personal reasons. They've accepted that reason as to why he's not on the tour. Erik ten Hag hasn't spoken to Ronaldo since going on holiday, so he hasn't spoken about his desire to leave the club. All that they know is publicly they're saying he's not for sale. We want to work with him next season. He's got a year left on his contract, and Ten Hag expects to work with him this season. Is he going to be on the tour? They don't know. That's it. After he said that, what more can we ask? We don't have anything else. And the questions were just the same after that. So I credit Flex for asking something different. And it's crazy that that's the minimum, really, isn't it? To ask something a little bit different. Ask something a little bit, about another subject. Not all Cristiano Ronaldo. He was also asked Ten Hag about new signings, and Ten Hag said, quote, "We want to sign the right players. We have a really good squad. We want to develop our way of play." He was also asked about implementing the style. Are you expecting, or how long is it going to take to implement your style? He said, quote, "It's a process. It takes time. It's dependent on competencies." And when it comes to Cristiano Ronaldo, again, will he be on the tour? He said, "I don't know. I cannot tell. The absence I've already explained. It's for personal reasons, and that's really it for the moment." He was also asked about players. What kind of positions are you looking for? And again, I thought Ten Hag was actually very transparent about this, where he said, I said in my first press conference, we're looking to improve the midfield. Offense, we're still looking for good offensive players, and we're still looking for players, but it's midfield. And again, that's in line with all of the reports, really. Him just saying, look, I think we need to improve midfield. And then that makes a lot of sense. Frankie de Jong, Christian Eriksen, Martinez, who can dip into midfield. That's three. That improves your midfield quite a lot. So I think he was very honest about that. Finally, he was also asked about Frankie de Jong and the pursuit of Frankie de Jong. And again, he got the response that one would expect. He said... when he was asked from Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic, he said, "Do you expect any signings on tour? Frankie de Jong, could you tell about what qualities he would bring to Manchester United if indeed you were able to sign him?" And Ten Hag said, quote, "I never talk about players who are not under contract at Manchester United, players at different clubs. I cannot tell you anything about this issue." And again, I know why these questions are asked. They're asked because, you have to ask them, but they're questions where you know what the answer is going to be. I could sit there and ask Erik ten Hag, "Are you going to sign Frankie de Jong?" What's he going to say? Yeah, we are. Yeah, and it's been months, hasn't it? We've been negotiating for him, but I really hope he comes in. No, of course not. He's going to say, "Well, I can't talk about players at other clubs." That's always going to be the situation and the circumstance when it comes to players that aren't at Manchester United. That's the situation. We've got over 500 people watching, so be sure to smash a like on the like button. We've only got like 100 and something likes. What's going on, guys? We've got to get those likes up. Let's get it over to at least over 200. We can do better. We can do better. Surely we can do better than that. And they were the major really talking points from there. It was a long press conference, as I said. There was a lot of questions asked, mostly the same ones, to be honest. And I'm sure the same questions will continue to get asked. Cristiano Ronaldo will continue to dominate the headlines. His future will continue to dominate the headlines. But if you are just tuning in, the main points coming out of that press conference is that Erik ten Hag has insisted that Cristiano Ronaldo is not for sale. Again, I'll just read out his quotes regarding CR7 quickly. Quote, "He's not with us and it's due to personal issues," referencing why he's not on the tour. "We are planning with Cristiano Ronaldo this season and that's it. I look forward to working with him. This is the key bit here. Cristiano is not for sale. He's in our plans and we want success together. So he's not with us. That's due to personal issues. We are planning with Ronaldo for this season. That's it. I'm looking forward to working with him." That is Ten Hag, you would imply, drawing his proverbial line in the sand when it comes to Cristiano Ronaldo, publicly stating he is not for sale. That's it. But I'm sure that in every interview and press conference that he does going forward, he will get asked a variation of the same question when it comes to Cristiano Ronaldo. And also, if you're just joining us, he has given an update when it comes to his captain, at least for the short-term future. He has said, quote, "Harry Maguire is the captain. I have to get to know all the players, but he's an established captain and he's achieved a lot of success," which again, a few lies, few lies in there. That one, Erik. Achieved a lot of success. I'm not sure about that one. But again, a lot of people will panic and freak out. Hysteria in the air once again with that one. I perceived it as I've only worked with the players for a couple of weeks. I still haven't really come to a decision from that. Maguire at the moment is the established captain. That's the situation. That could change. But he could be saying that Maguire is my captain. I just didn't hear him say Harry Maguire is my captain and he will be the captain going forward, in my opinion. But we'll have to wait and see when it comes to that. Anyway, guys, look, short stream. We'll wrap it up there because we're going to get some more footage up from the press conference as well. So be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Peace.